Good day, everyone. My name is Yvonne Villacampa Carolasan, taking Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Filipino in Norso Mabinay campus. Good day, everyone. I am here standing in front of you to discuss about the task number 1 to task number 6. So I am here standing in front to have a video presentation, the task number 7, which is the special task given to Mr. Dennis Bilocora. So I am going to have a reflection by doing a video. A reflection from task number 1 to 6. And now, my speech, or this is all about the task number 1. First, we will going to identify the following. Who is a teacher? Second, what are the teacher's responsibility? Third, what is a curriculum? And number 4, what are the relationship between the teacher and the curriculum? So this question gives me a bit of change because it is very understandable, and this question was going to my own opinion, and some is we will do a research. So when I asked my classmate, they said that their answer is from Google. So that is why I do also a research from a Google. And now I can say that this video presentation, the task number 1 is very a little bit hard, because it's just like we were going to familiarize, or we need to memorize it so that we can speak well, and also so that we can have to deliver it well. So the first question, who is a teacher? As I find it to the Google, it says that a teacher is also called as a school teacher, or formally an educator. It is a person who helps the students to acquire knowledge, competence, or virtue via the practice of teaching. Formally in the role of teacher is taken to anyone. So education is a dynamic, and we are always seeking ways to improve our educational outcomes in order to have this happen. So the teacher must be reflect on a currently practice in terms of what it is working of just need to adjust in the instruction. This reflection is a critical managing behavior problems. It is only with a concentrated focus on the issues of the leading by the behavior or properly identity. So this takes reflection is a situation of ideal conflict. So the reflection is a vehicle to make us better as what we do. So the curriculum, as we will going to define the curriculum. It is the lesson or a dynamic content that is taught in a school in a specific course or program. We will going it broader. It can be defined as the totally student's experience of what is the educational process through a planned sequence of instruction. So what do you mean by curriculum? It is understand by the term curriculum is the way it is the best understood by the curriculum that can be defined as the lesson and the academic content. It is taught in the schools and is a specific course or a program. So that is a curriculum. So in broader perspective of a curriculum can be a totally student's experience. So we will going this to identify the curriculum by having our reflection by the task number 1, because it is talks about the teacher and the curriculum. So what is a curriculum? Originally, curriculum is a narrow approach to a curriculum could be a subject taught in a schools, That is another one to have a term of by experiencing the curriculum was the guide of a teacher that is they're going to have, or it is a vehicle of a teacher. So the specific literature, a curriculum can be defined as a many different ways. We will going to define as in many ways. First, a curriculum can be defined as a plan for the achieving goals. And we have the second one. A curriculum can be defined as dealing with the learner's experience. Third, a curriculum is a less popular definition in a system of dealing with people or with the students. And lastly, fourth, a curriculum can be defined as the field of study with its own foundation, knowledge, domain, research, theory, principles, and specialized. So, the curriculum can be defined also a term of a subject matter, a geography, a Spanish, a physical, and etc. Or content of a way of organized to have a familiarized and with the knowledge of students or a teacher. Second task, the task number 2. Teacher Mr. Dennis Belucora give us the task number 2 to discuss about the Philippine basic educational curriculum. Will be going to focus on our major course that we are taking up Bachelor of Secondary Education. So I focus on the secondary major in Filipino. So the Philippines in a third year education is mandatory by the law. This 10 years run from the kindergarten up to grade 12, also known as the K to 12. After which the student's opinion of whether to pursue the higher education or not. According to the ISCED, standard basic education comprises of a primary education, and first stage is the basic education, and the lower, the secondary education would be the second stage. So it is also converse of a wide variety of normal and informal public-private activities to extend or meet to have a basic learning needs for the people or to all ages. My reflection in this task is the same as what I do in the task number 1. We will going and I am going to have, or I do, research in Google, but about the Philippines basic educational curriculum. It is very helpful for us because it gives a lot of knowledge. As what I've read in the text, there's a lot of words that I encounter about the curriculum in its task number 2. The K-12 program would really benefit a lot of us and us students, especially to the presentation about the future for our country. It might be hard at time but adapting a new curriculum, but it exists. Lack of facilities, resources, and is a big issue of adding 2 years in our education. So it would mean more need textbook, classroom, chairs, etc. And therefore, it is a factor of failure for the new educational system in the Philippines. Concerning the challenging in our academic calendar, it would be give a lot of opportunities for our Filipinos enrolled in abroad, and that is to develop themselves, that it would be have a contract of foreign students or even the teacher to study to teach here, but it is not a problem. So but having a regular or irregular classes during the hottest months of the year is in our country, the students would have the hard time studying in school at this month. It is May and April. and it is also result as into the absence. Likewise, public school have no air condition system unlike the private schools, and it is cold give probable increase of a health problem in this season. Now let us proceed to the task number 3. We will going to choose a country that we want, and we will going to compare it to the Philippines basic educational curriculum. And the basic educational curriculum on our chosen country. So it is a very challenging because as I look into a Google, it is very hard to find the answer. Because the Google said, if you're interested in Australia, just contact us. And that is my experience in the task number 3. So it is very, very hard for me to find the answer. And also, it is hard to find what is the true or the meaning. My source is very limited, but yet I browse it about the Philippines. Education is a process by which person gain and considered as the essential human survival. So that is why the most countries' future depend on educating people. So we're going to define this, the basic educational curriculum in the Philippines and also the Australia. So although the Australia and the Philippines have some similarities, both countries' education differ in many ways. So what makes the primary difference in the Philippines government do not have as much funds as budget? So as Australia do. So the Australia is being one of the leading countries with the high economy can provide a free, high standard and accessible education for their citizens and also for their students. So on the other hand, countries in the third world country, the Philippines for example, can only provide a low budget for the education, although the Department of Education receives the biggest budget allocation for the government funds. As a result, not everyone in the country is able to study due to the geographical, financial, or social barriers. For example, a child living in a remote area might have across the river, the other side, the mountain, or walk with a few kilometers just to able to learn. So a typical public school is overcrowded areas or the provinces are also include the classroom. 50 students sharing with at least a book. This situation happens every day, but not in a wealthy country in Australia. So it is very, very different with the country of the Philippines and country of the Australia. We will proceed to the task number 4. We are given the task number 4 to compare the Philippines and our choosing country, and that is I choose Australia country. It has a 4 question. First, that is given to our teachers. So in each countries, these have a parts of question that I'm going to answer. So in each countries, in this part, it is hard for me. It is hard because I didn't browse it well because the result of the Australia is very limited. So the Philippines and the Australia country we will going to compare the two universities. In the most states, the Philippines and Australia have the very, very difference between the two. So we are going to We are going to define the first, the Philippines. In the Philippines, the standard teaching credential in the Philippines is a fourth bachelor degree. Elementary school teachers qualified as through the Bachelor of Elementary Education, and the secondary schools teacher through a Bachelor of Secondary Education. So the two compare of two, it is high is very slight. A difference between the same that you're going to become a teachers in the two university. It is required that you are graduated in a Bachelor of Secondary or a Bachelor of Elementary. We need also to compare their organizational structure. In the Philippines, in Australia, I identify the Philippines. First, it would be a presence of a department operates with a 4 under secretariat in the areas. First, the programs and the project. Second, the regional and the operational. Third, the financial and the administration. And fourth, the legal affairs for assistant secretariat in the areas. So it is going to, like the Australia, it is same as Australia, that they have the same organizational structures. It was easy in this part because all of the answer is found in a Google. The task number 5. The task number 5 is same as the task number 4. We need to compare it to two countries. Comparison of the two countries and my choosing country, which is Australia. In this task number 5, we have a question that is given by our teacher. We will going to find the answer in the Google, and we will going to define this one. So first, curriculum and the curriculum making. The Philippines curriculum planning, development, and implementing the undertaking that involves the articular, or it reforms the vision and goals, translating the vision and goals into the official. Curriculum and implementing the curriculum in the schools and classrooms. It is going to have, and it is very understanding. In the task number 5 is understanding that the teacher is have the curriculum under field. So it has the connection. And into the curriculum making in the Philippines, implementing a curriculum not only here in the Philippines, but also in Australia. That they are going to have also the curriculum making and also their curriculum. But it undergoes a procedure in a final curriculum guide. In Australia, the curriculum making knowledge that underpinning various of the reforms curriculum in how academic. It compare with the vocational purpose curriculum in a field of practice, which those responsibility for all is have to develop the curriculum policies and spend very little of the time focusing the direction and what is to be taught and learned in school. Instead that they have taken about the things like understands on how to allocate the resources or how to manage, assess to meet their needs to different internal purposes. Curriculum is locally familiar. It is translated as the Commonwealth. Political. It is also the subject of international comparison, the Philippines and also the Australia, and they have also the different curriculum in each country. The task number 6. It was so very difficult for me, the task number 6, because it is not so very easy for me. Because the task number 6, we will going to choose of a university of our choosing country. And I Also, we are going to choose the university from the Philippines. And we will going to compare the two universities. We will going to compare the physical plants, the students' service and development, the graduation rates, and also the employability status. In this task, it is a little bit hard because I cannot find any answer in a Google, because it will have the result, but it is saying that please contact for more inquiries or for inquiries. So it is very hard to find the answer. So that what I do in a physical plant, I find another alternative meanings. And I search on it, like the physical plant, it is all about the facilities of the school. So I choose the St. Paul University and Western Sydney University, Australia. So Australia and the Philippines have a long history of bilateral cooperation. Both countries have a common geographical proximity and sharing perspective on many regional, economic, and security issues. The students' welfare offers to advise and support on a range of financial issues, including tax help, textbook vouchers, and emergency grants, as well as accommodation and health-related issues. The campus of the St. Paul University, Philippines, has the premium world-class facilities like laboratories and classroom, free medical and dental checkups, canteen and cafeterias with meals, snacks, and school supplies. So in this task, it gives a lot of ideas and knowledge to me. As I do research, that's why I am very thankful, because this task gives a lot of meanings, a lot of knowledge, and I understand that this task is a little bit hard, but I am thankful. So this is my task number 7, that I am going to describe the physical plant and also the students' development welfare, the students' development services, the graduation rates, and also the employability status of the employability status. So this is all what I am going to have the research. So thank you. I'm sorry if I'm not. The Google give me a limited answer. That's why I didn't have a specific answer in this particular question in this test. So thank you for watching to my video. Enjoy and God bless us all.